Hi guys, it's Chris from Landscape Plus, and today we're going to be showing you how to join two pieces of the Aquascape liner. I've pre-arranged everything we're going to use here, so we have got the Aquascape primer, Aquascape seaming tape, we've also got a chalk pen just for marking some lines, a roller and a scrub pad. I have pre-cut some liner here, so what I'll do is I will pause away and we'll rejoin again when I've got bits ready. So one of the first things to remember when you're joining two liners is to make sure that it's dry, clear of any mud. This dusty bits and pieces doesn't too matter because the primer you use will clean all that off anyway. So then what we do is we'll measure 10 centimeters or 4 inches or a bit over, just on the bottom liner, just so you can kind of mark where your top liner is going to come across. So I'll just be marking 10 centimeters across the whole way with the chalk. With chalk, I've got a chalk pen, bit of chalk, dusty stone, kind of whatever floats your boat. So then once you've marked out the line is going to kind of, the top line is going to go across, we'll then kind of pull it across, match it up, and just let it sit there for a second, just so you can make sure it's all coming over onto the lines that I've pre-done. One thing to also mention, this liner is 1.15 mil thick. So it's a little bit thicker than what we're conventionally used to over in the UK, but it seems to still do a job. So what I'll do is I've got the primer now, give it a good shake to make sure all the solvents inside are mixed. Pop it on open. Then what I'll do, just to allow yourself a bit of an easier time to put the tape down, put the primer on, sorry, is we will just do a small tack on the top liner, and then I will fold it back on itself, just so if you're working in windier conditions, just stops that liner from flapping back over when you're doing your putting on your primer. And this way it also allows you a flatter surface for you to be able to put the primer on the top layer as well. So when applying this primer, it's kind of a straight motions. Don't worry about too much going over. Once it's there, it doesn't do any. It's fish safe once it's all dried, so it's absolutely fine. So yeah, make sure you get a nice good scrub on, because like I say, you're using this to also clean the liner as well. As you see, I'm going over the chalk line just because I want to get right up and over it, just so you don't miss out on any priming. And then now I'm just going to wait for this to go tacky. We'll bring you back shortly. So as I'm just waiting for this to go a bit dry, you'll see it like this. It should be tacky. And there's a couple of bits on here where you'll see still stringy. We don't want any string. So what I'll do is just allow for this for a little bit longer, and we'll come back in a second. Everything now has gone nice and tacky. It's not too wet. Like I say, you don't want it, I'd say it's fine like that. So now we'll start with the seam tape. It's double-sided, semi-cured liner. So what we'll do, try and get it nice and straight, just so we stop any air bubbles. We'll roll it out to where we want to go and press down. We want to try and eliminate any air bubbles, because that then becomes a weak point in the seam. Perfect. Then what we'll do, starting from this end, we'll just untack this liner. As we're relaying this liner over, we want to just be able to see a bit of the brown tape, just so you know, again, just so that could then become a weak point. So we just want to do it just so there's a little bit of tape left over. And then all you do is, as you're going across the liner, sweep it back after. You want just, again, just that sweeping movement, just to allow you to get out any air bubbles before they get into the liner. So now, all we've got to do and that is how you join two pieces of Aquascape liner.